I hope you are fine. It's me, Michaela Cesarodi Santa. I am in the second ride of the George panel, and now here we are talking in George panel. We are 4 George in United States military courtroom, and now here is the person we are prosecuting her. The person is Tulsi Gabbard. And now, as a prosecutor investigation, now as a prosecuting investigator, we are 4 judges. From the left side, here is my girlfriend, Gal Gadot, and second left side, the American Honorable President Donald Trump, and the right side, we have a judge, and she is a United States Central Intelligence Agent, Joanna Petra, and now I am as a judge in the second right side. And now the person is in a courtroom to be sentenced as a judgment is Tulsi Gabbard. And now, at first, I want to request my girlfriend Gal Gadot to ask our Tulsi Gabbard that why she is failure on the points. Then we can ask. Then I would request Joanna Petra to ask Tulsi Gabbard that why she is failed in the next report, the second 5 case, and third case is for me to ask Tulsi Gabbard. And finally, the Honorable American President Donald Trump can decide that what would be judgment for Tulsi Gabbard. So let's get started. Well, dear ma'am Tulsi Gabbard, now my question is, in 15 case where I provide intelligence report about Iranian terrorist navy planning to attacking on the United States of America. In the first case, in the first 5 cases, our report is the departure is the port of departure is Afghan, Iran, and the arrival port is Texas City of Texas Provincial State of the United States of America. Well, in via Suez Canal, kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 53,567 watt. Well, as a point, as a percentage, that is 0.126% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon is as a kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship Petrol to depart from Abadan, Iran and arrive to Texas City, the provincial state Texas of the United States of America, where the route is Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Western Arabic Sea, Gulf of Eden, Red Sea, Suez Canal, Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Gibraltar, North Atlantic Oceans, Gulf of Bermuda, Strait of Cuba, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of America. Well, and here distance is 18,459 kilometer, and the travel time is 5 day 5 hour. That is the highest kinetic power route. And what is the lowest kinetic power route? Okay, the lowest kinetic power route is Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Eastern Arabic Sea, Indian Oceans, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea, and repeatedly Indian Oceans. South Oceans, Antarctic Oceans, nearby Australia and New Zealand and Chile and Argentina, Southern Atlantic Oceans, Middle Atlantic Oceans, Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of America to enter the Texas city. While here distance is 37,302 kilometers, and the travel time is 10 day 12 hours. Well, the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship petrol is 31,682. That means it is nearly 0.062% power to generate a nuclear weapon. Now, as we know our honorable American President Donald Trump, he is committed that there would be no nuclear weapon in Iranian Islamic regime. And here is the cause where the Arabian route is Texas City, the provincial state Texas of the United States of America. Now, here is my question that why you did not have an action against Iranian terrorist naval ship in the sea beach of Qatar, sea beach of Bahrain, sea beach of Saudi Arabia, and sea beach of Dubai, sea beach of Abu Dhabi, and the Gulf of Oman, where the Gulf of Oman is naval chicken neck between the northern sea beach of Oman and the sea beach of Balochistan, provincial state of Pakistan, and Sindh, there's Sindh, provincial state of Pakistan. Now you have an action against Iranian terrorist naval ship in here. I would like to have an answer. Okay. Shukran Galgadot that you have questions, but I have a problem that you provide an answer that here we have a naval route from the Iranian terrorists to attack on the United States of America. But here I do not think that it was a major attack on the United States of America. But I think that It is the route is only for Iranian rights because Ahmadullah Khomeini can sell his oil in this route where you have mentioned. And now, in Iranian naval merchant can can sell their oil to Mexico and Venezuela through the Persian oil, Arabic oil, the Gulf. I mean, they can send their oil to as an export to Mexico and Venezuela through the route you have mentioned, so that the innocent Mexican and innocent Venezuelan people can receive their basic oil to drive their vehicle in the uh, velocity of 66 kilometer per hour. They can drive, and it is our wish. Well, if we can attack on the Iranian terrorist naval ship on that route, then here is a probability that we can have a diplomatic bad relation between Egypt and Libya and Algeria and Tunisia and Morocco. And secondly, although Algeria, Tunisia and Libya hates Israel sovereignty, well, they can be good person both for Indian Muslims and American Muslims, particularly the American liberal pupils. They can have a good relations. But when I can attack on Iranian terrorist naval ship, we can have, perhaps we can have a bad relation between America and India. We do not want. And actually, for American rebels and Indian rebels, Khomeini naval ship is a very good objective, and Khomeinian naval ship is good for American liberals and Indian rebels. Yes. Therefore, we should not stay against Khomeini naval ship. I apologize. Okay. It is the bad for us, but here we can have a choice. Okay. Now, I, Jonah Petra, would like to ask you something. And now, here is the second of our case. I can ask you, well, okay. Now, here is the case, first case, where departure is Abadan, Iran, and the arrival port is Miami of the Florida provincial state of United States of America. Here, there is the route of the highest kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship Petrol. And what is the route? The route is that, as our girlfriend Gal Gadot said, the route was that Iranian, the route was Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, uh, Arabic Sea, and here Gulf of Eden, Gulf and Red Sea, Suez Canal, Mediterranean Sea, uh, Strait of Gibraltar, and Northern Atlantic Oceans, and Northern Pacific Oceans. Okay. Northern, I apologize, Northern Atlantic Oceans, and then reach to Miami City of the Florida provincial state of the United States of America. Here we can have a highest kinetic power of the petrol of the Iranian terrorist naval ship. And what is that? That is 71,755 watt. Well, it is a clear that is the 0.143% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. But the problem is here we can not catch that why you don't want, I mean, why don't you want to cover the route to attack on Iranian terrorist naval ship? Well, and the last case of my favorite first case, that the longest route is, as Gal Gadot mentioned, Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Eastern Arabic Sea, Northern Indian Oceans, then Bay of Bengal, then Andaman Sea, then Eastern Indian Oceans, then the Antarctic Oceans with the sea beach of Australia, New Zealand, and Chile and Argentina, then entering the middle Atlantic Ocean by crossing the southern Atlantic Oceans, then entering Arabic Sea, then crossing the Gulf of Mexico, and then crossing the Gulf of America, and then crossing the sea beach of Cuba to entering the Miami City of the Florida of the United States of America. Well, when you can ignore that, you can have an excuse just because in Texas City there was only 60,000 Americans lives in Texas City, but in Miami there are 500,000 Americans live in Miami City. Well, and the Miami City, and what was the kinetic power? The kinetic power is 33,039 watt. That means 0.0660078% of the power to generate nuclear weapons as a kinetic power only of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship. When the distance is 35,848 kilometers and timing is travel time is 10 days 2 hours. Well, and now I would like to ask that why did not you cover the way to well, why did not you cover the way? I mean the naval route to bury on the Iranian terrorist naval ship. Why did not you do that? I would like to have a proper answer, not the answer, bullshit answer like you provide to Gal Gadot. Shukran. My dear Jona Petra. Well, I had an answer to Gal Gadot in the way just Iranian Muslim naval merchant region because here is just a merchant because our Jewish people know the language of merchants and business because the Calcutta is a Jewish girl, but you are Muslim. Well, why did you ignore about the Islamic way? In the way of Islam, we know that Islam is a very beautiful religion that several Hindu accept Islam and perhaps several pagans in Pacific areas and Arabic areas convert accept Islam with their own wish. Well, you are the Muslim. I did not expect that as a Muslim, I did not expect that, notwithstanding you being a Muslim, you stay against Iranian Islamic naval merchant. Well, for the reason of you, well, we have a reason, and that is we want more American Muslim in our army. But in most of American, by-born American Muslim like you, you behave like an American Jewish in lieu of American Muslims. You are an American Muslim, but behaving yourself like an American Jewish. As a result, none of Native American Christians have a proper knowledge of about Islam. They are propagating against Islam, and as an effect, several of American Muslims left Islam and become an American ex-Muslims. Well, and as an effect, we want to hire Arabic, Middle East, foreign Muslim Islamic scholar in here to spread the beauty of Islam so that the American Muslim would return to Islam, and moreover, the Americans who have not knowledge about Islam, they can be reverted in Islam. But the problem is that, nowadays, uh, Arabic Islamic scholar does not have any interest to spread in Islam. More than you and Gal Gadot have roasted the Saudi Islamic scholar, and as an effect, none of Saudi believes in their own Islamic scholar. Therefore, they have been decreasing day by day. And now, I have only one hope to spreading Islam in America, that is the Iranian Islamic scholar. Well, while Iranian Islamic troop, I mean the team of 100 Iranian Islamic scholars want to come to the Miami, the provincial state Florida of the United States of America, to spread Islam to 5,000, to spread Islam to 5 lakh Americans live in the Miami City via the route of naval route of Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman, and Arabic Ocean, Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans, and 5 different routes. You are against the points. Are you a true Muslim or an American Jewish disguise of an American Muslims? I have a suspicion about you to be a American Muslims. Okay. Now here is me, Michaela Cisario Santa. Here is the points. I have last 5 cases. Well, now here the departure route is Bandar Imam Khomeini from Iran, and the port of arrival is the New York City of the United States of America. And now here I have the case of highest kinetic power and the lowest kinetic power. Okay. The point is that you can agree highest kinetic power is 74,873 watt, while departure Iranian terrorist naval ship departed from Bandar Imam Khomeini of Iran, and they want to arrive New York of the United States of America via Suez Canal. Well, the distance is 15,644 kilometers, and here is the speed here is a speed of 148 kilometers per hour, and the travel time is 4 days 10 hours. And as an effect, if they have to depart from Bandar Imam Khomeini, Iran, as the American times of 12 a.m. That means midnight 12 o'clock in the date of uh, June 30, 2025, they can arrival in New York City of the New York provincial state of the United States of America as July 4, 2025, and the time is uh, morning 10 o'clock. Well, but what is the kinetic power of the petrol of the United I will guess what is the kinetic power of the petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship? That is 74,873 watt. That means almost it is the 0.146% of the power to generate a nuclear weapons, while this is the kinetic power of the petrol of the Iranian terrorist naval ship. And it is the best case. Why? And what is the worst case? Worst case? The worst case is that, oh, let me tell the best case. Well, here the route is Suez Canal. That means here the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, Gulf of Eden, Arabian, okay, Gulf of Eden, Suez Canal, Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Gibraltar, North Atlantic Oceans, and Gulf of Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, etc. And oh, I have a misconception. North Atlantic Oceans, and then they can reach the New York City. And what is the worst case? The worst case is just a new route that here the route is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Arabian Sea, 2 times of Indian Oceans, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea, and the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Oceans, nearby sea beach of Australia, New Zealand, Chile, and Argentina, then Southern Atlantic Ocean, then Caribbean Sea, the Southern Atlantic Ocean, then Middle Atlantic Ocean, then Northern Atlantic Ocean, then they can reach in New York City. And now, could you see that while here Iranian terrorist naval ship can have an intention to have a terrorist attack against 20 million Americans living in New York City, but the naval ship petrol kinetic power is 32,657 watt, while distance is 36,305 kilometers, and travel timing is 10 day 5 hours. Well, now as we are recording, here is June 26, 2025. And now perhaps Iranian terrorist naval ship is in Australia and New Zealand, and perhaps it is in southern Chile and Argentina. Then what is your problem? Why you cannot be succeed to counter against Iranian terrorist naval ship? And as my opinion, why did you not want to counter Iranian terrorist naval ship in the points? Let me have an answer from you. Oh my atheist Michaela, why are you interacting about our points? Just leave it. You have to just leave the points about our oceans. And in about the where 20 million Americans living New York, that is the points that they want. They would welcome when Iranian naval ship, Islamic naval ship came to their city. They should welcome, because I believe that 20 million Americans living in New York can get an opportunity to become Muslim. And as we know, I am just frustrated to see every American Jewish community in New York. Well, and I am just frustrated to see the high development in New York, especially high technology and high scientific research in New York. I am just frustrated. I wish 20 million Americans living in New York can have an opportunity to live without science, without technology, and with a natural environment, as a natural environment in Baghdad, Tehran, and rural place of both of Iraq or Iran. This is the beautiful place. And why they would be comfortable to live in the dirty and skyscraper environment of New York? In living on the skyscraper environment of New York, they are basically staying away from our beautiful world. So bring them, the New York Americans, in the natural beautiful world. We need a Iranian Islamic naval ship. And now Donald Trump, if you want to say, you can just say, well, finally, I, Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, has a convention that I am ashamed to have you as a director of United States National Security Intelligence. Well, I do not know that how you are an international Americans, I do not have any idea. Well, perhaps our governmental ancestor George W. Bush would not have any idea that our United States Army can have an international American soldiers like you. Well, just 2 minutes. Even my ex-president Joe Biden, whom I can criticize extremely, but this time I have just a sympathy on him that he is so unlucky that he has promoted an anti-national American woman as a lieutenant colonel of the United States of Army in 2021, and the woman is you. Well, while I was campaigning to be president of the United States of America in 2024, well, I have had a Republican report about you that you are a lieutenant colonel, you are serving as the best battalion in the United States Army. You can die for your country. Well, but now I'm thinking that in pre-election 2024, that was only a misinformation about you from my Republican political party, because they believe that if you can be a director of United States of American National Security Intelligence, the American sovereignty can be protected from the terrorist country living in Europe, Africa, Latin America, Asia, and Australia, and the extraterritorial planets. But perhaps Republican Party, I mean the present Republican government of United States of America 2025, they can understand that they have only misinformation about you, because you have no problem if Iranian terrorist can have a highest kinetic power. Iranian terrorist naval ship can have a highest kinetic power as 80,000 kilowatt. I apologize, 80 kilowatt, and the lowest kinetic power of 30 kilowatt. That can be highestly 0.16% of the power of to generate a nuclear weapons, or lowest minimum 0.06% of the power to generate a nuclear weapons. With a petrol fuel, Iranian terrorist naval ship can attack on 60,000 Americans leaving Texas City. 460,000 Americans live in Miami City, and 20 million in New York City. Then what is the combination of Americans population in the three cities? That means 20 million, 5,000, 2,000 Americans has a national security threat by a Iranian terrorist naval ship. But as a fail, when you are asked that why you are a failure to counter the Iranian terrorist naval ship, for Gal Gadot and question, your answer is to provide 2 minutes. Well, so we have an introduction. Okay. What I'm asking? Well, Gal Gadot ask you that why you are failed to counter Iranian terrorist naval ship. Well, your excuse is Iranian. Well, your excuse is Iranian naval merchant. Well, what Iranian terrorists have? The mineral resource. We do not need Iranian Islamic regime mineral oil, because we have an artificial solar system, and we have a nuclear system that we can have electricity to run our electric car. And we have Elon Musk, and perhaps in the next time we can have a Jaguar, we can have Tata SUV, we can have a Mercedes, electric Mercedes, and we can have a Lexus as an electric luxury car. We can have a Rolls-Royce electric luxury car. But still, Iranian Islamic Terrorist regime can sell only petrol for a car. We don't need it. Even the entire North America and entire Latin America and entire Europe and entire Northern China and entire Southeast China and entire Australia continents do not want any petroleum well to have to do anything, especially the entire developed world do not need any petrol to have operation of our car and our plane. Even nowadays, our private space rocket, use electric battery to travel from Earth to Mars planet, and from Earth to Jupiter planet, and from Earth to uh, Neptune planet. Therefore, the petrol oil merchants from Iranian Islamic regime excuse from you is not accepted. And now, when my Central Intelligence Agent Joanna Petra asking you that why you are failed to counter Iranian terrorist naval ship in the route to arrive in Miami, the United States of America. What is your answer? Your answer is just to spread 4,600. Oh, I apologize. Your answer is to spread Islam is 460,000 Americans live in Miami. Well, I know about my favorite fan, Michaela Cesarios de Santa. She is from Bangladesh, an Islamic country. And what she got? She got to know that in Islamic country, now Bangladesh has no education about gravity. Bangladesh has no education about security system. Bangladesh has no education about their civic sense. Even some Bangladeshi mothers want to train their sons and daughters as a Quranic education, while in Quranic education has no hope in the profession of the real world. Even we know that Islamic education is just to train us as a feminist, but we love a gender equality. Okay. And if we have to accept a feminist system in our country, then we would have to have a shameless woman and unacceptable woman like you in our national security intelligence. And I do not want it anymore. And you know, after Barack Hussein Obama, why there is no black human as a president of the United States of America anymore? Well, America, our Americans always welcome the non-white Americans in the United States of America, but why in 2024 they are not accepting any black American in United States of America? Because that is the security threat for the United States of America. And now, as a director of United States of American National Security Intelligence, their fears came true because you are the shameless woman to be our National Security Intelligence Director. It is the shame for us that just to convert 500,000 Americans to Islam, you are accepting an Iranian terrorist naval ship. And what is the answer of the question of my friend Michael Cesario de Santa? Oh my Adonai! It is a totally a crystal bullshit. Because as we can assume that here is a direct destruction of the New York City. I know that New York City and New York province is always support Kamala Harris and always support Hillary Clinton and always supports the Democrat Party. But after all, they are Americans. And as an infrastructure, New York is the pride of our country. And here is a word that New York is the oxygen heart of the earth because of the skyscraper building of the New York. 25% oxygen is producing. But you want that Iranian terrorist naval ship destroy the entire New York City and bring the New York City into the stone age that we have left. We cannot accept as the possible accept the points from you. And I have a decision that you should be dear Tulsi Gabbard, you should be going to be far from our national security intelligence. You are far.
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. I am American President Donald Trump. I'm here with you. And it is the day 0 of the explanation. I mean, yes, it is day 1. And to explain that how can we going to our points about our points. Well, and now I am telling you what would be our points. Well, in the video, my fan anchor Michaela and her girlfriend Gal Gadot and her wife, United States CIA agent Jonah Petra, is roasting the Tulsi Gabbard. And now we know what we are doing. Now we are doing our best point as we do. Now here we can do that. What is our points? Well, now day 1 we are talking a serious points, and that is how we were failed to have a counter intelligence report on counterintelligence report at the right time when our points intelligence report was Iranian Navy want to attack our country, United States of America. Well, that is a great threat for us that we would not be able to secure our positions. Well, let's have the fun. Let's find the points and we would happy with it. Okay, now well, at first there is the fact way that our country is being attacked by Iranian terrorist navy. First of all, that there was a way by Suez Canal, and second way is the uh, Cape of Good Hope. That means it is the probable that it is a South African sea beach. And the third way is that, well, Stay of Magdalens. Well, Michael, have you missed that parts? Okay. Well, okay. Yes, we can have the points. Well, and we can see that there is the Panama canals. We can be attacked by Iranian terrorist navy. And the fourth way is Strait of Magdalene, where we were going to the points. The sea beach would be, well, the sea beach would be the Pacific Oceans, Argentina, and the one is through the sea neck between Malaysia and Indonesia. And the third last way is here we can see Iranian Navy can attack my city through the point sea beach of Australia, sea beach of New Zealand, and sea beach of Argentina. We can be attacked. Well, let's have to find well, in the three lives, and my friend Uncle Michael has noticed that how can we tackle with our points, and how is my security intelligence director, national security intelligence director Tulsi Gabbard has been failed to counter the intelligence report at the right time. Well, when the video would be at published, perhaps that we could counter Iranian terrorists as successfully. But now, as a recording in June 23, we were failed in June 21, and that is our large threat as we can perceive. Okay. Well, I have to see the points. let's have the point on the intelligence report of Iranian Navy. Okay, well, and now here we can see there is the good hope we can perceive. Okay, here CIA information to Tulsi Gabbard about Iran, where my friend anchor Michaela's girlfriend Gal Gadot is an Israeli informer. Okay, now here we go the points. Case number 0. Well, Iranian terrorist naval ship. Well, we get the various informations that we can perceive. Well, Iranian terrorist as an Iranian terrorist naval ship, well, can depart from Abadan, Iran, and they can arrive to Texas city of Texas provincial state of my own country, United States of America. And what is the via? Via is Suez Canal. Okay. Now, as a Suez Canal, I know where Suez Canal go. At first, Iranian Navy would cover. At first, Iranian Navy would cross the Persian Gulf to enter the Arabian Gulf, and then they have to cross every sea beach of Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi. Well, they have to enter. Well, Iranian terrorist naval ship have to enter the Gulf of Oman, and they have to cross the every sea beach of northern Oman. And now we can see that Iranian terrorist naval ship can, well, I'm not explaining like this because it is not an animation points. Okay, now I would explain what would be the animated points. Well, just 2 minutes for this. Okay, here the recording supporter is the anchor Michael Cesario. Well, it is the Iran and perhaps Abadan is in the points. Okay, we have no problems. And now let's focus on it. Well, they have to cross the Persian Gulf to enter the Arabian Gulf, and they have to cross every sea beach of Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, particularly Doha, Al Walad, and then they have to cross every sea beach of United Arab Emirates. For example, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, and then they have to cross. They have to enter Gulf of Oman. What is the point? So the point is they have to cross every sea beach of Sohar, Saham, Sib, Muscat, Tiwi, Shur, and then they have to enter the Western Arabian Sea. and they have to cross every sea beach of southern Oman. And what is that? That is especially Salah, Muscal, and they have to enter every. They have to enter Gulf of Aden, where northern sea beach is the southern sea beach of Yemen, and southern sea beach is northern sea beach of Somalia. Then they have to enter Red Sea. Well, who was there? There is Iranian terrorist naval ship, and Iranian terrorist naval ship have to cross the Red Sea, where Eastern Sea beach is the West Sea beach of Saudi Arabia, particularly Samita, Makkah, Medina, and the west side is we can have Eastern City beach of Eritrea, well, Ethiopia, uh, Sudan, Egypt. Now we have crossed we have entered into our where Egypt, because we have crossed the Suez Canal. Okay. Now here is the good points. The good point is they cannot cross the sea beach of Israel, because if they try to cross the sea beach of Israel, Israeli Navy would attack on Iranian terrorist naval ship. Now, what is the route? Well, they have Iranian terrorist naval ship has to enter. Well, Iranian terrorist naval ship has entered the Mediterranean Sea, and now they have to cross the sea beach of Cyprus, sea beach of Turkey, sea beach of Greece, southern sea beach of Italy, southern sea beach of France, eastern sea beach of Spain, southern sea beach of Spain, and southern sea beach of Portugal. On the other hand, in the south side, Iranian terrorist naval ship has to cross the northern sea beach of Egypt, the sea beach of Libya, the sea beach of Tunisia, sea beach of Algeria, and sea beach of Morocco. Well, here Western Sahara has not even been mentioned. Okay, and that is okay. Now, Iranian terrorist naval ship has entered the northern side of Atlantic Oceans. Okay. Now they has entered the Saharia Sea, but as a point, they have to enter Texas City, and therefore, okay, they have to enter. They have to enter the every northern sea beach of Cuba. Then they have to enter the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I have said that this area would be called Gulf of America, but still this is the border of Mexico, and from this to this, the area would be called the Gulf of Mexico. Well, here is Bay of Campeche. Okay, but in American area, we called it the Gulf of America. Now they are entering the Texas city. Okay. Well, here are the points. Okay. Now I would back to our intelligence report published by my fan anchor Michael Cesario de Santa. Now let's focus on it. Okay. Well, in here we can measurement. Here is the distance is 18,459 kilometer. Well, speed is for 148 kilometer per hour. Well, here now travel time is 5 days, 5 hours. Now, as my friend Michael convert 5 days, 5 hours into the second, she knows that 1 day is 24 hours and 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Though, hence, the travel time is for 50. Well, oh my Adonai, we have a problem. Okay, there is not a problem. How can she have a? How can she find the points? Well, therefore, I am here to say it. Okay, now here, well, Michaela lead me to the her website. It is not her website. This website is exists before her birth. Well, she lead me into to the website, and what is that? That is cdistance.org. Now, she is clicking the points country. Who is the country? Country is Iran. Well, what is clear here? Abadan. Now, she entered the port of arrival, that is United States. That is my country. Okay. Now, what is the port? The port is my city of my provincial state. What is provincial state? The provincial state is Texas. And what is city? The city is Texas City. And now, well, here we can come to know that here is the via Suez Canal, but here is the catch. The catch is that well, travel time is clear, but here is the catch, and the catch is travel time is nautical miles, not kilometers. But I can surprise that how could she convert nautical mile to kilometer? Okay, but Michael lead us into the conversion of nautical miles to kilometers. Okay, let's have the points. Well, and now here the nautical mile is 9,900 67. That means 9967. Now let's convert the points. Well, and now what is the result? Well, the nautical miles of 9967 is the kilometer of 18,458 kilometer 884 meters. Now a round figure of 116, we got to know that that is 18,459 kilometer. Wow! That means Michaela is so cute. Okay, and here is the points. Well, now we know the Iranian terrorist naval ship weight is 34,000 tons. That means 34 million kilograms. Well, here is the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. Now, as a point, when we have to measurement the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, we can came to know that what is the kinetic power. Kinetic power is the kinetic energy divided by travel time. And what is kinetic energy? That is half mv square, where m is the weight of Iranian terrorist naval ship. Well, what is v? That is the v is the naval route distance between Abadan, Iran, and Texas City, Texas provincial state of the United States of America via Suez Canal, divided by travel time. Hence, the kinetic power is half m multiplied by distance square divided by travel time cube. Okay, where we found the distance as 18,459 kilometers, and distance square as meter square, we can have an input that 18,459,000 meter square. Well, as we have a travel time of 5 days, 5 hours, travel time cube is 450,000 second cube. And now, here, why I have asked that, why here is 17 million kilometers? Now, my fan anchor Michael explained is because since the actual weight is 34 million kilograms, then half of them is 17 million kilograms. Well, now here is the kinetic power measurement, and what is that? That is 63,576 watt. Okay. Now I know that we are focusing only on Iranian nuclear bomb, where we are trying to find where is the Iranian nuclear weapon. And now we can have a calculator about the point. Okay. And now here is our input as the power, kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. That is 63,567 watt. Well, we know that the power to generate a nuclear weapon in Iranian nuclear project is 50,000 kilowatt. And what is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Now let's divide the kinetic power by the nuclear power. Okay? And let's have the percentage. Now, here we got that to know that the percentage is 0.127134%. Well, I am surprised that when with 0.127134% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of the petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship can travel from Abadan, Iran to the Texas city, Texas provincial state, and United States of America. The country is United States of America. While the route is the Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Western Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Aden, Red Sea, Suez Canal, Mediterranean Sea, north side of Pacific Oceans. Well, the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf of America. Well, I think, and the intention is, well, since it is Iranian terrorist naval ship, then we can have to know there is a common sense that you have the intention is to have a terrorist attack on 60,000 or 59,000 Americans living in Texas city, Texas provincial state of Mexico. Now, point is that Texas city is the city where Texas provincial state is the state where I am elected as president, where I have a vote to be president as an electoral vote. Hence, Texas city is the electoral state where I could become a president. Okay, and well, now let's see what could we tackle the points. Well, here is we can tackle the points. Here we can see. Okay, as I appoint Tulsi Gabbard as a director of our National Security Intelligence. Hence, she has to make sure that there was a chicken neck for Iranian terrorist naval ship. And where is the chicken neck? Well, the chicken neck is northern sea beach of Oman and northern sea beach of Oman and the southern sea beach of Pakistan. Particularly the southern sea beach of Balochistan provincial state of Pakistan and Sindh provincial sea beach of Sindh provincial state of Pakistan. Well, we can have a chicken neck for Iranian terrorist naval ship in the Gulf of Oman. But my national intelligence director Tulsi Gabbard has failed to check the chicken neck. And here, Iranian terrorist naval ship got an advancement in there. Well, now as a Suez Canal, we can have the chicken neck as the way of Suez Canal. We can have two chicken neck. What is the chicken neck? That is Gulf of Aden, Red Sea, and Suez Canal. I mean, there is the three chicken neck. Well, I have no idea on Yemen and Somalia. We have to tackle on it. But the two chicken leg is for our benefit. That means the naval Iranian terrorist naval chicken neck between Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Both of them is our friendly nations. Now here is the Turkey. Perhaps in the chicken in the sea route between Europe and Africa, we can have a three chicken neck in Mediterranean Sea. Well, the first chicken neck is between Greece and Libya. Well, second chicken neck is between Italy and Tunisia. Well, the third chicken neck is Spain and Morocco. Well, I have no idea if we can fill all of chicken neck in Asia and Africa and Europe. Then we have to wait the terrorism on Texas City. And what is the cause? The cause is that here in the southern part, I have listened to hostile nations. Well, Mexico is sometimes friend, sometimes enemy. I don't have idea. Well, Cuba is always our enemies because Cuba is a communist country. Well, and as a Los Angeles, I have fired 35,000 illegal Mexicans from California, and in there is a riot we have faced. Now, as the Iranian terrorist naval ship can enter the Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America, then illegal Mexican issues and communist Cuba issues, we have the three enemies in our Texas city of the Texas provincial state of United States of America. And who was three enemy? Illegal Mexicans, communist Cuba, and Iranian terrorist naval ship. Well, that is I know that is the complete failure of my National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard. Well, uh, now here is the points. Okay. Well, now here is the points that there is the new points I can achieve. And what is the points? Oh, here Michaela is in another life project. Oh, not bad. Oh, that is bad because Rose, it is not fall of entire United States of America, but because of Tulsi Gabbard, here Michaela's life project is here file is named as Roast United States of America. And here is Tulsi Gabbard intelligence failure. Oh, well, and now we can see the Tulsi Gabbard performance. Okay. Well, in first 5 case, uh, Tulsi Gabbard contain negative mark 50. Well, negative mark of each incorrect state case is 10, negative 10. And now at the start of the intelligence report of Iranian terrorist navy uh, of the first case, Tulsi Gabbard credibility is 100 marks. But now in first case, there is the only 50 marks. Okay. Well, now let's focus on it. We can have the parts. It is case 0. Now we can have the case 1. Well, accordance with case 1, the same departure and the same arrival points, that is Texas City, but via is different. The via is Cape of Good Hope, and here distance is 23,384 kilometers, and the travel time is 6 days 14 hours. Well, Michaelas, it is the common says that 1 day is equal to 24 hours and 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. So, as a common sense, 6 day 14 hours is 568,800 seconds. Well, and as the calculations, here is the kinetic watt is here 50,514 watts. But here is the point. How could Michaela got perfect measurement as of distance as kilometer? So let's find it. Okay, we can. Here is the way. Cape of Good Hope. Time is perfect, and now distance is 12,626 nautical miles. Well, port is perfect, distance is perfect, vessel speed not is perfect. Well, and now, let's see the what is the route. Okay, okay. Well, well, there is the point. Now let me check what is the route. Well, here is the route is In the first part is Iranian terrorist, Iranian part, and we have known that here is a Persia, the route is Persian Gulf and Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman. Well, the Western Arabian Sea. But here is a twist, and the twist is now in the second way, Iranian terrorist naval ship did not enter the Gulf of Aden. Okay, in lieu of that, they have entered the western of what? The western of Indian Oceans. Okay, and now uh, Iranian terrorist naval ship has to cross every eastern sea beach of Somalia, particularly the sea beach of Grenada, Mogadishu, Busle, Kismargo, Mozambia, Ukunda, Tanga, Jezimbar City. And now I have Kismadas and the okay sea beach of Kenya, and here is the points: Mega sea beach, Mozambique, Ukunda, and the sea beach of Tanzania. Where is this? That is Tanga, Jazimbar City, Dar es Salaam. Oh my goodness! In Dar es Salaam, we came to know that they named the sea beach city after the Jannat, second Jannat, Darussalam. But Tanzania is already a Christian country, but while Darussalam is an Islamic second Jannat. Wow, what a work is done. Now they have to cross the Mozambique Canal, where left side is every sea beach of Mozambique and right side is every sea beach of Madagascar. And now in here we have a good friendship with Mozambique and Madagascar through the people of South Africa. Well, we know the lovely people living in South Africa. All of the lovely South African are white, and unfortunately there is a black South African dictatorship we have faced. Okay, let's focus on the route. Well, they have entered the Antarctic Oceans, and now there is a confusion, and the first option is they have to cross the sea beach, every sea beach of Argentina, every sea beach of Uruguay, every sea beach of Brazil, every sea beach of Suriname, every sea beach of French Guiana and British Guiana, every sea beach of Venezuela, every sea beach of Colombia, every sea beach of Panama, every sea beach of Costa Rica, every sea beach of Nicaragua, every sea beach of Honduras, every sea beach of Brazil. Well, on the other hand, every southern sea beach of Domain Republic, every sea beach of Haiti, every sea beach of southern Cuba. That means they have to cross the Caribbean Sea and so the southern part of Atlantic Oceans. Then they have to enter the Gulf of America. Well, here is the confusion between this Gulf because Mexico call it Gulf of Mexico and we call it Gulf of America. Well, that's fine. They have to enter the Gulf of Mexico, where that is the Bay of Campeche, Gulf of Mexico, and then they have to enter the Gulf of America to enter the Texas City, the provincial state of Texas of the United States of America. And now, when they can enter the Texas City of the United States of the Texas provincial state of United States of America, here we can know that Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. I mean, the Eastern Spanish United States of America has been under danger of for the national security of United States of America, particularly the Eastern Spanish United States of America. Well, we know the point. This is English America. This is Eastern United States of America. This is Western United States of America. Well, as the Gulf of Alaska, this is Russian America. You know, well, okay. And now we have explained the route, and now let's explain how 12,626 nautical miles could convert into kilometer. Okay. And now let's see the result. Memorize the number 12,626. Okay. 12,626. Okay. Here are some confusions. Okay. Oh my Adonai. If we have mentioned some points, yes, we have mentioned. Okay. But now, well, here we got to know that 12,626 nautical miles as converted as kilometer, and you know what is that? That is 23,383 kilometer, 352 meters. Okay, and now here is the points. Well, and as I've Well, what is 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. 1000 subtracted by 300, that is 700. 700 subtracted by 50, that is 650. Well, as a round figure of 648, uh, now we came to know that is 23,384. Oh my Adonai, that is muted. Well, I have forgotten it. Well, let's check it out. Okay. As we know that there is a 6 day of 14 hours, as Michaela has mentioned. But here as the mention as distance is 12,626 nautical miles. Well, here is the points we can understand. Well, I hope that is the big editing problem. And now let's see what is the now let's see what is the major points. Okay, now in here there is Iranian terrorist naval ship, and we have to discuss. We have discussed the previous says as Persian Gulf, uh, and Arabic Gulf, and Gulf of Oman, and Western Arabic Oceans. But now this time they did not enter the Gulf of Asia, Gulf of Aden. More that they have entered the Western Indian Oceans. Well, they have to enter every. They have to cross every sea beach of Somalia. Well, as a major sea beach, that is Rwanda, Mogadishu, Brusle, Jamada, Kisemato. Well, and they have to cross the every sea beach of Kenya. Well, mega city is Mombasa, Zanzibar city, and they have to enter every sea beach of Tanzania. What is Zanzibar city and Dar es Salaam? Well, we know that Dar es Salaam is a second highest Jannat of the Islamic. Islamic mythology. Well, as an Islamic mythology, Darussalam is the second highest Jannat. But irony is that it is named of city of Tanzania, while Tanzania is himself a Christian country. Okay. Now, in here, okay. In here, here we got to know that the Iranian terrorist naval ship has to enter the Mozambique canals, where where every eastern sea west side is every sea beach of Mozambique, and east side is every western sea beach of Madagascar. Because western sea, because in there Madagascar is on as on an Iceland, and now they have to enter into the southern Antarctic oceans. And now they have to cross every sea beach of South Africa. And now, my personal opinion, we love South African white people because uh, in several years they are uh, patriot for their South Africa. They are not patriot for any European countries. They are not patriot for any North American countries. They are not patriot in any Latin American countries, and they are not patriot to every countries of Australian continent. But now they are patriot to their own country, South Africa. But unfortunately, here we can have a dictatorship. Okay, they have to enter. They have to enter a southern part of Atlantic Oceans. Well, then they have to cross the Caribbean Sea. Then they have to cross the Gulf of Mexico without touching the Bay of Campeche, and they have to enter the Gulf of America. But here is the confusion, because Iranian terrorist naval ship can cross the eastern side every sea beach of Argentina, every sea beach of Uruguay, every sea beach of Brazil, every sea beach of Suriname, every sea beach of French Guiana, British Guiana, every sea beach of Venezuela, and they can cross Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and Gulf of America. They can enter Gulf of America to enter my beautiful provincial state, Texas, the nationalist provincial state. On the other hand, the second confusion is they can cross the eastern sea beach of South Africa, then they can cross the sea beach of Namibia, they can cross the sea beach of Angola, they can cross the sea beach of Kinshasa. Well, they can cross the sea beach of Equatorial Guyana. Well, they have entered. They can enter the Gulf of Guiana. They can cross the sea beach of Cameroon. They can cross the sea beach of Nigeria. Uh, uh, they can cross the sea beach of Benin. They can cross the sea beach of Togo. They can cross the sea beach of Ghana. They can sea beach of Cote d'Ivoire, and that means Ivory Coast. They can cross the sea beach of Liberia. The African state, I have my country, America, have created for some African peoples. Well, they can cross the sea beach of Sierra Leone. They can cross sea beach of Guinea-Bissau. They can cross the sea beach of Senegal, the Gambia. They can cross the sea beach of Mauritania, and they can enter the north of Atlantic Ocean. They can enter the north of Sargasso Sea. They can cross the northern sea beach of Cuba, and they can cross the northern Gulf of Mexico, and they can enter the Gulf of America to attack on the my new beautiful provincial state, Texas. And now here is said that how 12,626 nautical miles is 626 nautical miles could convert into kilometer. And here is the points that is 12,626 nautical miles, and now that is 23,383 kilometers, 352 meters. Now 648 meters round figure, it becomes 23,384 kilometers. Okay, well, and now, well, as a measurement, we can understand there is 23,384 kilometers means 23,384,000 meter. When in here distance square is 23,384 meter square. Well, while travel time is 6 days, 14 hours, and we can know that, understand that it is the travel time cube is 568,800 cube. Well, here is 50,000. We know the weight, and here we can know that here is 50,514 watt. Well, and here now I again to say that we American Army was busy to counter the nuclear weapon from Iranian terrorist. Well, but we have ignored the rest points that we should not do this. Okay, let's check. Okay, now here we have the kinetic power as 50,524 watts as the kinetic powers of Iranian terrorist naval ship. Now let me divide the power to generate an Iranian nuclear weapon. What would be that? That would be 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And let's have the percentage. Okay. And what is that? That is 0.101048%. Okay. Now let me talk about this. While 0.101048% of the power to generate a Iranian nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship can travel from Iran to Texas provincial state of the United States of America via Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, Western Arabian Sea, Western Indian Ocean, Mozambique Canal, and Southern Ocean, South Pacific Oceans, Caribbean Sea, and Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America to attack the Texas provincial state of the United States of America. That would be the terrorist attack, and that is the national security threat on my country, United States, of America, and that is the large threat we can perceive. It is not 0.2% of the power to generate a nuclear weapons. And there is the security threat in 6 day 14 hours in United States of America. And now what would happen while Iranian has a nuclear weapons? Well, without Iranian nuclear weapon, Iranian terrorist is still a national security threat of the United States of America. Now I am being the frustrated why my National Security Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard did it. Well, it is a crystal failure. We can calculate it. And now here we are going to the points of the next case. Okay. Now we can measure the next file, and what would be that? That would be Panama canals. Well, here distance is 29,423 kilometers, and as we can measure the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, that is the meter, convert into meter square, and that is 29,423,000 meter squares. Per square. And here is the points. Here we can have a travel time of 8 days, 7 hours. Well, now while we can measurement 8 days, 7 hours, what is 8 days, 7 hours? Well, my friend Michaela knows that 1 hours is 1 hours is 24. Well, 1 day is equal to 24 hours, and 1 hour is 300,600 seconds. And hence 8 days, 7 hours is 716,400 seconds. And now as a time travel cube, it is 716,400 second whole cube. And now we know the weight of Iranian terrorist naval ship, and that is 34 million kilograms. Okay, and here is the points. The kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 40,028 watt. Okay, and but now I have a confusion that, well, the naval route distance is with a measurement of nautical mile. How my friend Michaela measure it as kilometer? Let's find out. Okay. Well, it is the it is the circumstance of this type of map. Here is the third way. Panama canals. Time is 8 days, 7 hours. Well, but distance is 15,887 nautical mile. And now let me explain first the routes. Okay. Now in the first case of the first 5 case, we have discussed the first fraction of route, that Iranian the route of Iranian terrorist naval ship is Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, But now they have entered into the Eastern Arabian Sea. Uh, and they have to, in Eastern Arabian Sea, well, as a Gujarat provincial state, they have to cross the Nokantara, Abasa, Kalyanpur, Rajkot, Koshar, Berabal, Rajola, Lathi, Bhavanagar, Surat, Nasik. Well, and as a provincial state of Mumbai city of India, uh, Iranian terrorist naval ship has to cross the sea beach of Mumbai, Pune, Khet, Gujarat. Well, as a provincial state power of the India, they have to cross the uh, sea beach of Goa. Uh, well, as a provincial state Karnataka of India, they have to cross the sea beach of well, sea beach of Kanbir, Hosanagar, Udupi, Belakund, Meshuri Taluka, well, Belakund, and as a sea beach of Kerala, they have to cross the Mishuri Taluka, Kuchikode, Coimbatore, Kochi, Kannur, Kottakkal, Kunal Taluka, and now they have to cross the FDC beach of Tamil Nadu provincial state of India. And what is that? That is Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari, Shivagiri, Tirukha, Kundi, Jaffrain, Karakai, Sirikaji, Pondicherry, Chennai, and then now they have to cross ABC beach of Telangana, uh, and that is Mandali Ogal, Vijayawada, uh, Bhimavaram, and Vishakhapatnam. Well, they have to cross ABC beach of Chhattisgarh as the provincial state of India. What is that? That is Patrapur, Puri. Well, that is Odisha, Balapatna, Bhubaneswar, and now they have to enter the sea beach of West Bengal as the provincial state of India. Baleshwar, Ega, Kontile. Okay, but now as a problem that they have to enter the sea beach of Bangladesh. Well, what would be that? That is Khulna, Borishal, Kuakata, Vola, Chittagong, and Coxbazar. And now they have to enter this sea beach of Myanmar. They have to cross the sea beach of, well, they have entered the Bay of Bengal, and now they have to enter the Andaman Sea. They have to cross the sea beach of Myanmar. They have to cross the sea beach of Thailand. They have to cross the sea beach of Malaysia. Oh, okay. They have to cross the sea beach of Indonesia. Well, it is Java Sea, Bali Sea. Well, they have to go enter the South China Sea. They have to go enter Gulf Thailand, and they have to enter the Suzu Sea. They have to enter the Sulawesi Sea, and now uh, okay, they have to enter the Pacific Oceans. They have to cross. Well, they have to cross the every western sea beach of Mexico. That means Guadalajara, Mondelea, Abundanza. Well, they have to enter the Panama Canal, and now repeatedly they have to cross the sea beach of Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belgium, Guatan, and that means they have to cross the Caribbean Sea. Then they have to cross the Gulf of Mexico, and as a security, they have to cross the Bay of Campeche, and now they have to enter the Gulf of America to attack on where the beautiful provincial state um, Texas of my homeland, United States of America. Well, here is the point. So we have noticed that. Okay, we have explained. Now we have explained the route, and now let's see how could 15,887 nautical miles be converted into kilometer. Well, now here is the points. Well, Michaela entered the nautical mile. Well, I hope here would be the points. Oh, there is no error. Well, we got to know that 15,887 nautical miles became 29,422 kilometer, 724 meters. And what is round figure of 276 meters? That is 29,423 kilometers. And this is the points. Okay. We have measurement the points, and now let's have the case. And now let's have the case. Now we have the kinetic power, that is 40,028 watt. Well, let enter as the kinetic and kinetic power. Let divide the kinetic power by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And let's have the percentage. Now the percentage is 0.080056%. Well, the power of, well, 0.080056% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship can travel arrival can travel here Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, Gulf of Oman, uh, Eastern Arabic Sea, uh, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea, Gulf of Thailand, and Malaysia Canal, Pacific Ocean, Panama Canals, and Caribbean Sea, and Gulf of Mexico and Gulf of America to have a terrorist attack on the Texas provincial state of the United States of America. That I hope that is the national threat, security threat for United States of America. But what was our options? Now let's hear the options. Okay, we can measurement. Here is the options. Uh, we have previously checked the chicken neck, naval chicken neck of Iranian terrorist naval ship at the Gulf of Oman. That means the Gulf between Oman and Pakistan. We have a global partner, India, but the problem is he is an ally with the Iranian terrorist country. I hope India has a diplomatic relation with the Iranian ordinary people, but unfortunately, the representative is Iranian Islamic Terrorist. Okay. Now here in Bay of Bengal, we what we have? We have a Bangladeshi chief advisor, Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Well, personally, I do not like Dr. Muhammad Yunus because he is a lobbyist of anti-national Democrat Party, particularly he is a lobbyist of Hillary Clinton, he is a lobbyist of Kamala Harris. Well, but as a diplomatic points, Dr. Muhammad Yunus can be beneficial for us in Dhaka. And now here's the points. We can have a military troop on Myanmar. We can have a military diplomatic troop on Thailand. Well, the military troop is Thailand's own military. Well, we can set United States military troops in Malaysia and Indonesia. We can set military troops in Philippines repeatedly. There is only one hope In Panama, uh, in North America, there is my last option, Panama and Dominican Republic to save our Caribbean Sea. Otherwise, I cannot trust on Mexico because we have the illegal Mexican in California. Well, Cuba, if Iranian terrorist naval ship can enter the Gulf of America, we can have perhaps three enemy. One is Iranian terrorist naval ship, uh, Iranian terrorist naval ship. Second is Mexico, and third is Cuba as a communist terrorist. Well, here the best option is uh, Iranian naval chicken terrorist naval chicken neck between Oman and Pakistan, Bay of Bengal as Dr. Muhammad Yunus, and Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia and Philippines. Otherwise, we have no hope. But I have forgot the second point, a second way, uh, discussing the third way. The second way is in Africa, there is only one option of Mozambique canals because we have a diplomatic relationship with an innocent South African people because all of they are white. They are not black. Well, but I cannot trust the black South African government. Well, I am not racist. If I were racist, I would support black humans. But now, since I support white humans, that means I am not racist. Okay? And now, surprisingly, we came to know that my National Security Intelligence Director, Tulsi Gabbard, has helped to recognize the security options on Mozambique canals and the second way. And since we are now discussing the third way, that is Oman, Pakistan, Bangladesh, the chicken neck of Iranian naval seal. That means Oman, the Gulf between Oman and Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Now the third way, Tulsi Gabbard has failed to recognize that there is the third option. While Tulsi Gabbard's father is an American, but Tulsi Gabbard's mother is an Indian. Therefore, we know that Tulsi Gabbard is an Indian-oriented American. We have appointed as National Security Intelligence Director. Well, at the January of 2025, I thought that appointing Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of American National Security Intelligence is the best option. But as the analysis of Michaela, I think that was the worst options because uh, in the calendar of 2025, India is still the strategic business ally with Iranian Islamic Terrorist. While uh, in that calendar, Tulsi Gabbard is an American CIA director. Well, but now I have but now I believe that Tulsi Gabbard is an worst option to be Director of National Security Intelligence of United States of America. Okay, now here we have an option of next cases. Well, here we have an option the next cases that is state of Megadellans route. Well, distance is 37,182 kilometers. Well, the travel time is 10 day, 11 hour. Now we can convert it into 9 lakh. Well, why I am speaking in so Iraqi accents? That is 900, 3,600 seconds. Well, okay. Well, since there is an options of kinetic power, we know the weight is 34,000 tons. That means 34 million kilograms. The kinetic power and the distance square is 37,182 kilometers inter square. That means 37,182,000 meter inter square. On the other hand, the while travel time is 10 days, 11 hours. Hence, the travel time cube is 903,600 second inter cube. Well, and now the measurement is there is 31,856 watt. But now, okay, but now still we have to compare. It is the national security threat for the United States of America through the Texas provincial state. Well, and now here is the points. Now let's have a calculation. Okay. Okay. We have a calculation when the input is the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval sea, and that is 31,856 watt. Now let divide the kinetic power by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt for to generate a Iranian nuclear weapon. And now what is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Now let's have the percentage. Well, the percentage is 0.06712%. And now let's focus on the root. to explain the route. Okay. Now here is the change. The change is that now here is the change. Now change is that he did not enter the Malaysian southern sea beach of Malaysian. He did not enter the Java Sea, and now we have discussed about Iranian terrorist naval ship in the route of Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Eastern Arabian Sea, Indian Oceans, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea. But this time they have entered so they have to cross the Ebris sea beach of southern Indonesia. While here is the Christmas Island from Australia. And now, here is the Timor Sea. We got a new chicken neck in the way. Between the new first chicken neck between the Indonesia and Australia, and in Arafura Sea, the Gulf of Papua, we have a new chicken neck between Papua New Guinea and Australia. And now, as we can see, okay, let's loading slowly. Iranian terrorist naval ship has to enter the southern of Pacific Oceans. Then they have to enter the Antarctic Oceans. Well, they have to cross the southern sea beach of Chile. They have to cross the every sea beach of Argentina. They have to cross every sea beach of Brazil. Well, they have entered the eastern southern of Atlantic Oceans, and now they have to cross every sea beach of Suriname. They have to cross every sea beach of British Guiana and French Guiana. They have to cross every sea beach of Venezuela. They have to cross every sea beach of Colombia. They have to cross every sea beach of Panama. Well, actually, they have to cross the Caribbean Sea, and they have to cross the Gulf of Mexico, and they have to enter the Gulf of America to enter the Texas Oceans. I mean, Texas provincial state of my beautiful country, United States of America. And now, let's see where is the options. Well, Iranian terrorist naval say in Gulf of Oman is always a chicken neck of Iranian terrorist navy, and it is located between Oman and Balochistan state of provincial state of Pakistan. Well, here's the failure. Now, the second option is the less potential option. That means Dr. Muhammad Yunus. Well, the best potential option is Myanmar, Thailand, and Indonesian. And here is well, we can know that here is one chicken neck. Well, here is this second chicken neck that located between Timor Sea, between two countries, Indonesia and Australia. And the third chicken neck is in Arafura Sea, between Papua New Guinea and Australia. Okay. Now, in North Latin America, we have only one option, that is Ghana and Brazil. And then we have only one options. What is that? Well, we have only one options, is that Dominican Republic and Haiti and Panama, because we have lost our hope in Gulf of Mexico and in Gulf of America. That is completely our country. Okay. Now here is my explanation of the option to counter Iranian terrorist naval ship in 3 Asian chicken neck, and the last 2 Asian chicken neck is the chicken neck between Asia and Australia. Well, okay, and now let's focus on it. This is the fourth way. Well, what is 20,077 nautical mile, the extent of Magadan, when 10 days, 11 hours. It is okay, fine. But now in here, that is nautical mile. But how could Michael measure it as a kilometer? Okay, there is a simple options. Now we have entered 2077 nautical mile as the input of nautical mile. And now guess what is output of kilometer? That is 37,182 kilometer, 604 meters. And what is the round figure? Well, the round figure is 37,182 kilometers. Okay, let's find. Well, here is the chicken. Well, here is that problem is that while 0.063712% of the power to generate in Iranian nuclear weapon is as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship is enough to travel Persian Gulf, Arabic Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Indian Oceans, Arabic Sea, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea, Alfura Sea, Timor Sea, southern of Pacific Ocean, southern Ocean, Antarctic Oceans, southern of Atlantic Oceans, Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Gulf of America to have a terrorist attack on Texas, provincial state of the my country, United States of America, and that is clearly we got to know that that is a crystal security threat in my country with only 0.06%, or 0.064% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as the kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship. And now just imagine if Iran contains a nuclear weapon, that would be the national threat for my countries. Well, it is the worst option threat in my countries. And now, as a chicken neck, yeah, we gotta find the how Tulsi Gabbard is the failure women to be the director of United States National Security Chief. But it is the surprise for me that why I am appointing Tulsi Gabbard as a director of National Security Intelligence of the United States of America, while she cannot protect our country and India from Iranian terrorist national naval ship. Okay, now here is the last point. Here is the last case of first fifth case, five case. Okay, we can see the points as a national points. Well, now the new route is Cape Home, and distance is 37,302 kilometers, and the travel time is 10 days, 12 hours. Well, as we can convert 10 days, 12 hours into second, that is 907,200 seconds. And since we can distance kilometers, 37,302 kilometers into meter, that is 37,302,000 meters. Well, and now here is the point. So, now here is the point I can perceive. And what is that? That is the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 31,682 watt. Okay. Well, now let's check what is the fraction of the power to generate nuclear weapons. Okay, well, let's have the input. Okay. Well, the input is 31,682 watt as the kinetic energy of the petrol of the uh, Iranian terrorist naval ship. But what is let divided by the power to generate Iranian nuclear weapon? What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And let's have the percentage. Well, now it is clear that the percentage is 0.063364. Well, uh, and what is the root? Now, the correction from in Indian Ocean is that now Iranian terrorist naval ship has to cross every sea beach of Eastern Australia, every sea beach of Southern Australia, and every sea beach of Southern New Zealand. That means while they are crossing every sea beach of Southern Australia, that means they are entering on South Antarctic oceans. Well, they can enter the Antarctic oceans there as the largest threat we can perceive. Well, okay, the we can perceive the largest threat, and now they have to cross the sea beach of Argentina, the sea beach of Brazil, the sea beach of British Guiana, French Guiana, the sea beach of Venezuela, and the sea beach of Colombia, and they have to cross the Caribbean Sea. They have to cross the southern Atlantic oceans. They have to cross the Gulf of Mexico, and they have to enter the Gulf of America to enter to have a terrorist attack on Texas provincial state of the United States of America, and that is the national threat, I believe, of United States of America. I can believe. And now here is the points that we can perceive. Okay, now here is the points. Now that 0.063364% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of kinetic power of Atlantic or of Iranian terrorist naval ship is capable to attack an terrorist attack on the Texas provincial state of United States of America. Now let's see why I am appointing, why I am keeping Tulsi Gabbard as the United States National Security Intelligence Director. It is a crystal failure. Okay, and now here is the points as a Tulsi Gabbard performance Okay, now I have a second, third, we have to hide it. At the first case, Tulsi Gabbard credibility is come to 50 out of 100 marks as 50 negative marking. Okay, but now what if we are I'm cross checking the second five case and third five case of Iranian terrorist navy? Let's find out. Okay. Okay. We have to unmute myself. Well, now the new arrival of port is the Miami City. Well, here is the same five route as we have discussed on the arrival provincial state Texas. Well, okay, and now here we go as the sixth case. I mean the first case of second five case. We have the kinetic and power as 71,755 watt, and as we can perceive, there here is the point distance is 16,807 kilometers. Travel time is 4 days 17 hours. That means 406,800 seconds. While weight is 34,000 tons. Okay. Now let's have the points. Okay. Now we have the point. Now let's. It is the calculating memories. Okay. The next point we have seen as the parts. Well, that is the our input is 71,755 watt. Well, 71,755 watt as kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship as arrival on Miami City can be divided by the power to generate in Iranian nuclear weapon. And what is the power? The power is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. And let's we have a percentage. And now, what's that? We got to know that that is 0.14351%. Well, the percentage is not even 0.2% of the power to generate Iranian nuclear weapon as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship, while Miami is under Iranian terrorist naval attack, where 4,006 I apologize, where 460,000 Americans living in Miami City contains life in danger. And as a point, we can understand that here is a crystal failure of our Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, now, uh, okay, now see the next case. Okay, the next case is via Cape Town of Good Hope. That means the via is every sea beach of South Africa. Well, distance is 21,906 kilometers, and travel time is 6 days 4 hours. Uh, weight is 34,000 tons, and now we got the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship as 53,937 watt. Well, and now let's check the fraction of a nuclear weapon power. I mean the power to generate a nuclear weapon. Okay, now we have the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, that is 53,937. Let's divide it by the power to generate a nuclear weapon. What is that? That is 50,000 kilowatt. What is 50,000 kilowatt? That is 50 million watt. Well, what is the percentage? The percentage is 0.10781 Okay, it is not even 0.2 of the power to generate a nuclear weapon, as a kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship, but it can contain largest terrorist attack on Miami City, particularly 460,000 Americans living in Miami City, and that is the dangerous threat for the national security of United States of America. But I am surprised that why Tulsi Gabbard is failing to counter the root points. Okay, and now let's have the check points. Well. Here's the point. The Panama Canal route to arrive Miami with the distance of 28,890 kilometers and with the travel time of 8 days 3 hours contains kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, that is 41,014 watt. But surprisingly, that is 0.08 percent of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. It is not a power, 0.1% power to generate a nuclear weapon, as that was the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship, but it is the perfect distance via Panama Canal to attack Miami City, particularly have a terrorist attack, have an Iranian terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami City, within the travel time of 8 days, 3 hours. Now, my depression is the converting to a frustration that why I have appointed the Tulsi Gabbard 6 months earlier as a United States National Security Intelligence Director. It is just a frustration for me. Okay, now let's have the points. Okay. Well, now in the new case, the Arab there is same departure Abadan, Iran, and there is the same arrival port, Miami City, Georgia, the United States of America. Well, the via is the state of Magellan. We have discussed, but at the points, distance was 35,728 kilometers, and the travel time is okay. Well, and the travel time is 10 day 1 hours. Well, we know the weight is 34,000 tons. Hence, we got the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship that is 33,229 watt. But it is surprisingly that is 0.06. Surprisingly that is 0.066% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That is not even 0.07% of the power to generate the nuclear weapon, but is the kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship. But that was the enough power to travel from Persian Gulf to the Gulf of America through the Sea of Chicken Neck between the Timor Sea between Indonesia and Australia, and the Alphona Sea between Papua New Guinea and Australia. Well, and with the travel time of 10 days, 1 hour, surprisingly, Iranian terrorist naval ship could the points of terrorist attack on our 460,000 Americans living in Miami City. Well, it is the large threat for the national security of United States of America. Particularly, it is the threat for the Miami City of the English United States of America of the United States of America. Well, that is a dangerous. We have seen it, and my frustration is increased day by day. That why I have appointed Tulsi Gabbard as 6 days earlier as a United States National Security Intelligence Director. Okay, and now as the last points, Uh, Here distance is 35,848 kilometers. The travel time is 10 days, 2 hours. And since the weight is 34,000 ton, then the kinetic power is 33,039 watt. But surprisingly, that is also 0.066% of the power to generate a Iranian nuclear weapon. That means that is not even 0.7% of the power to generate Iranian nuclear weapon. That was the kinetic power of petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship, but that was the enough power to travel 35,848 kilometers with the travel time 10 days, 2 hours to have a terrorist attack on 460,000 Americans living in Miami. And now my frustration is increasing hour by hour. Well, that why I was appointing Tulsi Gabbard 7 months earlier as an United States National Security Intelligence Director. Okay? And now, as a result, in the second fact case, negative mark is 100. That means in the first 10 case, negative marking has been 100. And now Tulsi Gabbard as a National Security Intelligence Director, Tulsi Gabbard credibility is now 0, and that is the frustration for me. Okay, and now here we have the points, and now I have the third 5 hours. Okay, we have a project 0.2. The file is CIA, Iranian Terrorist Navy. Okay, now it is loading. Okay, now here let's analyze the third 5 case. Well, in the third 5 case, Central Intelligence Agency information to Tulsi Gabbard about Iran, where Israeli informer is Gal Gadot. And now, when the departure port is Bandar Imam Khomeini, Iran, and the arrival is the New York of the United States of America. Well, here we have a 5 via route, that is Suez Canal, Cape of Good Hope, Cape Horn, State of Maryland, and Panama Canal. Now, let's focus on Suez Canal. Okay, as a Suez Canal, we have a distance of 15,644 kilometers, and the travel time is 4 days, 10 hours. But since we know that there is a but since we know the weight is 34,000 tons, and now we got the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. And what is that? That is 74,873 watt. But surprisingly, that is 0.149% of the kinetic power to generate a nuclear weapon. That means this is not the 0.18% power to generate the nuclear weapon. What is the kinetic power of the petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship? But that was able to have a terrorist attack on 20 million Americans living in New York City of the United States of America, and the terrorist troops is now Iranian terrorist naval ship. Well, now I was surprising that why I am still keeping the Tulsi Gabbard as a United States National Security Intelligence Director. Okay. Well, now the second case of the last third case. Here is the distance via escape of Good Hope. The distance is 22,150 kilometers, and the travel time is 6 days, 6 hours. When the naval route is okay. When the point is 500, since we know the travel time is 6 days, 6 hours, and the weight is 34,000 tons. Now that is the kinetic power of the Iranian terrorist naval ship is 52,969 watt, and the round figure is that 53,000 watt. That means 53 kilowatt. But surprisingly, well, that is 0.106% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That means that is not even 0.11% of the kind power to generate a nuclear weapon. That was the power that was the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship. But the kinetic power was enough power to travel from Bandar Imam Khomeini port of Iran to arrive the New York City of the United States of America through the every sea beach of South Africa to have an intention to have a terrorist attack on 20 million Americans living in the New York City of the United States of America. Now, my point is, if Tulsi Gabbard is not capable to save the Americans living in New York City of the United States of America from the Iranian terrorist navy, then why I am keeping Tulsi Gabbard as a United States National Security Intelligence? That is the last question. And now, here is the new case. Well, the new case is the Panama Canal. Distance where distance is 30,323 kilometers with the travel time of 8 days, 13 hours. Also, yeah, we have the weight of 34 million kilogram. That means the weight of 34,000 tons. Therefore, we have a measurement that kinetic power of Iranian petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 38,889 watt. The round figure is 39 kilowatt, but surprisingly, that is 0.078% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That means that is not even 0.08% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That was the kinetic power of the petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship. But that was enough to depart from Bandar Imam Khomeini from Iran and arrive on New York, have a terrorist attack on against 20 million Americans living in New York City, the New York provincial state of the United States of America, while via is Panama Canal, and the travel time is 8 days, 13 hours, with a distance of 30,323 kilometers. Well, my frustration increasing is 45 minutes by 45 minutes that why I was appointing Tulsi Gabbard 7 months earlier as United States National Security Intelligence Director. Okay. And here is the state of Nagaland. Distance is 36,186 kilometers. And the travel time is 10 days, 4 hours. Since the weight is 34,000 tons, hence the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 32,844 watts. That means the round figure is 33 kilowatt. 33 kilowatt. But surprisingly, that is 0.066% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That means that is not even 0.7% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That was the kinetic power of the petrol of Iranian terrorist naval ship, but that was enough power to depart Bandar Imam Khomeini and have a terrorist attack on New York City, particularly 20 million Americans living in New York City of the United States of America, while the via route is Panama, Papua New Guinea, Australia, Afghan Sea and Timor Sea between the Indonesia and the Australia. Well, why and I am feeling as a shameless man to appoint the Tulsi Gabbard as the agent of Tulsi Gabbard as the United States National Security Intelligence Director. And now, here is the last case, that is the distance of 36,305 kilometers. Well, via escape home, travel time is 10 days, 5 hours. Well, since weight is 34,000 tons, therefore the kinetic power as of Iranian terrorist naval ship is 32,657 watt. But surprisingly, that is not even 0.07% of the power to generate a nuclear weapon. That was the kinetic power of Iranian terrorist naval ship to be enough via Cape home to depart from Bandar Imam Khomeini to have a terrorist attack on 20 million Americans living in the New York City of the United States of America. And now, here is the credibility result has come out. And now see the points. Well, as the final result, after third case, the final credibility from of Tulsi Gabbard is negative 50. Before the intelligence report of Iranian about Iranian terrorist navy, if the credibility of Tulsi Gabbard was 100, then now the credibility of Tulsi Gabbard is negative 50. Now I'm feeling frustrated that why I have appointed United States Tulsi Gabbard as United States National Security Intelligence Director in January 6, 2025, while I am having a worth of I'm having a worth to be American president.